Hey everyone, it's Jordan from the Colorado Cantina Crew, and we're back for the second video here on our channel. We have some great deck lists to talk about, some great conversation, a little debate, and then some gameplay to close things out. I'm here and joined by two of my teammates, Kyle Kraft and Sharkey. We got Sharkey coming in live via satellite, and Kyle in studio. Kyle, welcome in.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's an exciting weekend. So, typical Colorado fashion, we're getting some snow, so I get to be in person because my kids' soccer games were all snowed out. We got Easter coming up, and we got Star Wars Celebration going on. One of our teammates is actually out there, right, Paul?
Oh yeah, Paul is in Japan.
Super jealous. I had to give him a bunch of crap though, so I was like, "What showcases you getting signed?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't
even think about that.
I'm not doing that."
I told him there's this dessert that I'm obsessed with. These like cream sandwiches from Japan, and I told him get it and take a picture. I haven't received a picture yet, so alas, here we are. Sharkey, what's going on with you? I know you're taking a week off from Cad Bay and Tarkentown, so testing some new things, having some fun. How you doing?
Testing some new things and getting my butt kicked. That's about all it is for that one in terms of SWU. But yeah, otherwise it's just a normal weekend here. So yeah, I one of these days I probably should get serious about PQ prep again. But today may not be that day.
Well, we're closing in on the next PQ, and you're closing in also on one of the last opportunities to get you a bye. Not just kidding. You got a couple coming up. You're heading to regionals in Minneapolis, and then got a lot of PQs in the southwest-ish area of the country. Speaking of, we have our PQ here in Denver in 2 weeks at Mythic, and then obviously we have Richmond next week. None of us are going, but that's really where the meta is going to solidify, right? We're going to see a lot of data. We're going to see a lot of deck lists, and a lot of top players from the East Coast, and we're going to give us a chance to kind of understand what decks and what directions we want to go in our testing. I do think one thing that's a little bit weird for us here in Denver, and us specifically as a team, and that was easy for me to say specifically, we have a situation where in the beginning of the set, we had the Battle of Atlanta. So basically when the set got leaked, we started practicing. And then right after that, we have Denver sectors, and everybody was a little bit pouty, let's say, about the Django situation. And now we're kind of in this normal part in the set where we're usually getting really, I don't want to say, we're getting ramped up for the competitive portion of the meta with our PQ coming up. But we already had sectors, right? So it's the challenge to get yourself back and motivated to understand how much work you need to put into something to be prepared. And then on top of that, Kyle and myself, we already have buys for Vegas. So we're even more challenged to get our motivation back up. So that's something that we need to kind of hit in stride here in the next couple weeks as we get ready for this set of PQs. So last week we talked about getting me a new deck to play. We played some Kaz Blue, we played some Sabine ECL, and then we also played Quin Tarkentown. If you missed the videos on the channel, check it out. Let us know what you think. This week, today, we're going to kind of focus on some of the dilemmas that Kyle Kraft is having, where he is really interested in Qi'ra, would love to play Qi'ra here at the next set of PQs, among other things, but today let's pretend it's just Qi'ra. We're just practicing that. But the issue is that there's three versions of Qi'ra, right? ECL, Data Vault, and also 30. So Kyle, tell us what's going on. Today we're going to be playing Data Vault, the 33 build, but tell us where you're leading and what's going on, and I guess we could just start off with the Data Vault.
Yeah. So, Qi'ra's she's my favorite leader, frankly. She's the one I want to play. Django pushed her out of the meta. It just wasn't happening, right? And so with Django gone, of course, I'm going right back to Qi'ra, right? I think there's a chance I end up just playing Quinlan or Sabine. Very comfortable with both of those. But we're going to put Qi'ra through her paces. The other interesting part is that Qi'ra's got more options now, right? So just like you said, are we going to play ECL? Are we going to play 30? Are we going to play Data Vault, right? When I played Qi'ra to my in the Utah PQ, I ended up sticking on 30. I think that's my comfort zone. A lot of people really like ECL. In my view, one of the major reasons to play ECL was to deal with the DJ. I don't have to worry about that anymore either. So, in this meta, things are going fast, at least right now. So I feel a bit more comfortable on 30. But now I want to ask the question, is 32 the answer, right? So like you said today, the version I brought in paper is Data Vault. The challenge I find with Data Vault is consistency, right? You're adding those extra cards, I get my ramp a little less often. Sometimes I'm challenged to get a good fast start. You get those clunky hands where I'm just drawing big stuff when I don't want big stuff yet, or I'm just drawing small stuff when I'm to the point where I want the big stuff. So, can the consistency be there? How does it feel? I think we're going to find out. My gut says no. My gut says I'm probably going to drift towards 30 if I just get enough inconsistent hands. But we need to know if ECL is the answer too. At least in my testing so far, I get got by some of these fast decks a little more than I want to, right? A Quinlan, a Quinlan or a Sabine. I'm just not quite safe on 25, and they just get me, right? So I feel safer on 30. But let's try Data Vault and let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of like trigger points and pain points where maybe ECL would feel better if you have Childson in the main. But if you have Childson in the main, you have to be really cognizant about how many blue cards you have as compared to green cards. So, like I said, we've been playing Qi'ra versus Sabine with Kyle and myself for a long time, going back to set 2. I've always felt more comfortable playing against ECL because 25 is a lot shorter, a lot easier to get to than 30. 33 scares me, but does the inconsistency help? Do you get the Devastator version of your cards? Do you get the late game versions of your cards when you need more of the aggro stoppers? Sharkey, from the Cad Bane perspective, from the mid-range perspective, what do you not want to run into? Which version of these scares you the most?
If I had to pick one, it'd be Qi'ra 30 would be the scary one, partially because the consistency, like you mentioned earlier, is definitely, at least thus far in our deck building journeys, the toughest one to get through. 25, like you said, does feel a little bit of like a short field that you have to run, and I think Cad Bane is able to do that. Data Vault, on the other hand, does feel quite clunky, and I'd say that having played it a bunch this week, trying to try new things, and I just kept finding hands that were not what I wanted. I drew them out. I drew the late stuff early. I drew the early stuff late. I found that, generally speaking, having 10 extra cards in the deck just felt wrong. And I think that until we make adjustments to the way we play the game and deck build, I'm just not comfortable running that. So I feel comfortable going against it, though, because I've rarely seen the consistency be good enough to stop me.
Yeah. And whether you're talking about what you need now, next turn, or 2 turns away, without question, adding more cards to the mix makes that harder. And there are ways to combat that with the way that you deck build. It's almost like a different philosophy as opposed to saying, hey, I have 13 turn 1 plays. It's that you have 16 cards that you could play. A bucket of cards as opposed to a group of cards, or whatever, however you want to describe it. It's not necessarily about having, Pershing or the Onyx Squadron Brute. It's having both of them, or however you want to look at it. Is that the right way? Who knows? We'll find out. But as we look through these lists, obviously you have to ask yourself, what are you weak against? What are you strong against? Kyle, do you think that playing 33 helps you in the hard control matchups, or do you think that it hurts you not being able to have the cards that you need at the right time?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. In the hard control matchups, just having more cards, it means I have more answers. It means I have more game. I can go longer in those matchups, so that's definitely a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have the problem with consistency, right? What I've been searching for is maybe more card draw, right? If I've got a bigger deck, how do I draw more cards? Pershing's obviously great, but there's not a lot of good card draw. I was playing around with Callus a little bit. He can draw you a card every now and then. The other way of kind of getting more cards is to have them in your row. I'm a big fan of Lom Pike. I just wish there was more good smuggle options, for this leader in particular. So it's if I'm going to extend the size of my deck, how am I going to extend my reach into that deck, right? So if I'm going into a controlled deck, it just gives me more longevity, more answers, but I got to get to them.
And I guess you're probably not going long enough to really want to start talking about having tech as an off-aspect card as you might want to do in some hard control builds. Overall, I'm really excited to kind of see how these decks compete and how they go through our new little gauntlet. But speaking of the gauntlet, Sharkey, right now, what bits of testing do you think are the most important, right? So we have our basics. Sabine, Quinlan. Is Cad Bane in there for you?
I wouldn't expect him to be as popular as most of the other leaders that we're going to talk about today. I do think Quinlan and Sabine will probably see the biggest uptick with Django gone. I could see Han making an appearance as well. And then I think it's going to be a pretty wide variety of mid-rangey decks and hard control decks that were just pushed out of the meta previously that are going to make a comeback. I don't think you'll see too much more of one particular leader so much as one particular style will show up. I do think you'll see a bigger amount of varied leaders that are trying to do similar things.
So today, like I said, we have the Data Vault 33 to play. What should we play it against? We have Sabine, we have Quinlan, we have Kaz. Surprisingly, in a lot of my testing, that Kaz blue security deck has been very good against Qi'ra. So I'd like to put that to the test to see what it's like. Admittedly, similar to Cad Tarkentown, it's off meta. We're not going to be seeing that a lot. So what else should we do? Should we do Quinlan? I know Kyle brought Han Green with him as well. Kyle, what do you want to play against?
Yeah, I mean, why am I going up in health, right? Why am I going to 30? Why am I going to 33? To deal with the aggro matchups. So definitely aggro. Sabine or Kaz, doesn't matter to me. Let's go against one of those. I think you put it against the perceived top dog, Quinlan, right? Let's try that. And then maybe after that, we just try something else. I brought some other decks. I've got some Boba Yellow built. I haven't really played too much of that. Let's just, I think if we're going to do 3 sets, let's play that into something. Maybe back to your Kaz, right? If we're still theming on if that deck's the deck or not, we'll see.
Yeah. Sharky, what's on your mind?
I agree with basically everything said. I mean, if you guys had a Von Reg or similar style aggro deck that's been floating around, I would say test it against that. But Sabine is a very good benchmark to see. If you can't beat Sabine, then I'm not sure you really should be running the deck. Unless that's your only bad matchup.
So on the Sabine end, I made a couple changes for this week. I added Wing Leader back in. I've added Sundari main, and I've taken out Bright Hope and one of the Phoenix Squadron A wings. It's been feeling pretty good. It's been feeling pretty nimble. Really like getting Chewie on a ship early if I don't have other options. The Masterpiece really is an MVP. So excited to play this build a little bit. Then the Quin Tarkentown build that I've been playing, I've been messing around a little bit. I recently added Grogu instead of Anakin. I've been liking that. I'm not sure how I feel about the sideboard. Profundity, I really haven't gotten a chance to play it at all. So that might be one that's on the way out. Having an extra tech is nice, and I think having 3 bamboozles in the 60 is also pretty good. And then we have Boba Yellow here. This is Kyle's build that, I played a little bit of Boba Red earlier in the set, and then the Django Tarkentown experience might have to carry me through. But let's start off with the Sabine ECL Qi'ra matchup. We'll dive into some gameplay, and we'll see what's up along the way. All right, we got Qi'ra Data Vault versus Sabine ECL. Which chance cube? From our friends at Metal Vab or Watto? Which one would you?
It's got red and blue on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Watto one because
let's use the Watto one.
It reminds me of going with my kids to Disney.
I'll use the Force.
All right,
blue. Blue it is. I'll take initiative.
It worked.
I've been betrayed. So I will
the
say
chance
for
cube,
this,
you got it.
What we're trying to do here is we're trying to determine if Data Vault's the answer.
Yep.
I will say as the Qi'ra player, no. I don't think it's the answer, but this is why we play it out to find out, right?
Yeah.
I think I lose too much consistency for the extra 3 health. I'm leaning towards 30 myself, but let's see how it goes here. If I get a lot of fat draws and just can't hold off Sabine, why do I want 3 extra health? Is to survive aggro. And if my draws are too inconsistent to survive aggro, then what was the point?
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Agreed. That's the main reason to do it. And if it's not going to work in the main test case, then don't.
And where in my hand I have a perfect curve almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like your hand.
Showing my opening hand here, this is exactly what I was worried about, right? So.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a couple of things I
that
like.
Looks.
But I don't think I'm gonna live if I keep it. So we're gonna mulligan.
Yeah, that looks like a no.
I would also imagine with the with some of the sideboards we bring in, like for Childson and stuff, like if you put them in, it's because you want to see them.
Yep.
Right.
One question I had too, Kyle, is how critical is a turn 1 play versus a turn 2 power kind of thing?
Into Sabine, I want something turn 1. A power turn 2 is fine. Obviously I'd prefer both. The other question with this matchup is, do I want to ramp? A lot of times I do. I want to be able to match the Sabine flip with the Qi'ra flip to take her out. Especially if I have OB, then that's what would be awesome. But sometimes ramping can get you killed, right? I think maybe that's what Data Vault gives you. It gives me more time, so I can ramp, try to go that play line. Whereas with ECL, if I try to go the ramp route, I just get got.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That makes sense.
I think from the Sabine perspective, you flipping when I flip sucks. It means I have to devote my whole turn to dealing with Qi'ra as opposed to pushing damage like I would like to.
So the question is, do we want a competitive game?
Yeah, if it's crap, take another one.
So but this has given us information. So see here, I've got.
Yeah, I
another...
said let's keep an eye on it anyway.
And did you feel well shuffled? Like, were you all?
Yeah.
You've been shuffling for a while.
Before we started here, I did a table shuffle. I've done multiple side shuffles, but this is the consistency problem, right? I'm drawing these really clunky, fat hands, right? And if that's something that's going to happen a lot over the course of a larger tournament.
That's how you lose games.
Yeah, this is what scares me, right? Of playing
Yep. Oh.
So.
And one of the things about Sabine is that her curve is so consistent.
Yeah.
Right, where it becomes a little bit of a problem.
All right, so I'm just going to talk through a little bit here. This is too slow. That's not going to happen, so we're mulliganing. Same here, right? So we're going to stick with what we got. And you got it here, sir.
Okay. I'll start with 2 for an A-wing.
All right.
For those who are interested, I'm looking at the list right now. We do have 11 units that you can play turn 1, and that's about it. So that is a little low, I think, for 60 cards.
Yeah, and I think if you look at a lot of Qi'ra decks, that's pretty common, actually. Missing turn 1 is not totally uncommon. In set 2, I actually didn't mind it at all because I was trying to build up a chilled sen or whatever, right? So there was a lot of times where, I was totally fine with missing an early play.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, I think we're going to keep
your hand's interesting there.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is this here, right? So we're going to throw him down.
Yeah, I think that's the right call, and you resource one of the, maybe the one behind it.
I'll start with 3 to base.
All right.
Just this guy.
Oh, right, we're not putting on tokens. Yeah, you got it. Okay, I will put 2 into your A-wing.
2 into the A-wing.
I'm surprised you didn't trade there.
I don't really. I want to make you do the trades, I think. I'll play 3 for the masterpiece.
All right.
Okay, I'll claim.
A Tecnico del Super Laser. All right.
Nice.
All right, so there's a few things I really like here, but I think we have to keep this. I don't really want to, but it depends on how this goes with the turn generation. This I want for later. This I might need for beforehand, so I think we're going to go here. Oh,
I closed my eyes. I didn't see it.
Yep.
All right. We'll start with 3 to base.
All right. We're going over here. 1, 2, 3. All right. You're going to let me have trades, huh? I'll take it.
Okay.
Go there for 1.
I'll ping.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, well, he's not going to not do anything, so I'll pass.
Okay. I'll deploy.
I'll run into Sabine.
Okay. 2 on to Sabine. I'll go 3 to base, and I'll ping the Onyx Squadron to kill it.
Yep, so then I'll heal 2.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. He's got 4 left. So if I flip now, I'm risking getting Dark-Sabered. Dark-Saber adds 4 health. So it'd have 7. That's dangerous. No, I think we... Well, see, because if he has the Dark-Saber, I want him to play it first, and then I want to flip after into the Dark-Saber to ensure that I can still kill Sabine, right? So I don't think you're going to float 4 resources, though. You could attack if I were to pass again. I don't think you're going to float 4, so I'm going to pass.
Okay. 3 to base.
Okay. So now at this point, I'm okay with flipping, because if you hit a Dark-Saber, you're not hitting me with it, right?
Okay, so Sabine stays the same, and 1 to the masterpiece.
Yeah, and Qi'ra's way too beautiful to cover up, so I'm putting my damage over here.
I'll ECL K2 into Qi'ra.
So a lot of people do that. I usually think it's a mistake. It's
Well, if you have OB, I'm just screwed next turn. So,
Yep.
how many cards do you have in your hand?
I have 4 cards in my hand.
I'll just do 3 to base.
Okay. All right. 3 to base.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think it was good from Jordan's perspective, but
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
it's early enough that it might not be.
Then with the traders here.
Okay, I'll claim.
I'll pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. So we're going to put that down. I'm all right with that. I guess I should indicate that Qi'ra has been flipped, huh?
Flipped and murdered.
Yeah, she got murdered by K2. Although I'm okay with him using the energy because now I know I'm not getting ECL, Pod, or record. I mean, he might have timely, but
Yeah, and to be to the point of the base, you still have 19 health left before death.
I'm gonna play Wing Leader.
I'm gonna have to read what this does. Oh, I get to heal if I have blue stuff. Oh my god, I'm a big fan. All right, we'll
You should also ready the tie.
yeah, we'll throw down a Pike Sentinel.
Okay. I'll kill the Pike and do 2 to base. Or 1 to base, rather.
So
Sorry.
how we doing
Pike.
too? Yeah,
Pike actually. Oh no, never mind. My fault. Experience tokens. Don't mind me.
yeah, those are both tapped. I'm gonna spend 4. I'm gonna throw down an Iden on the. No, because it wouldn't count as a unit for the tie.
That is correct. It would not.
I want it on the ground.
Okay.
I'm all right with that.
I'll play the Phoenix Squadron.
Okay, so we're gonna end up losing this either way. So I'm gonna run into here, kill this. I'll heal 2. Is it 1 or 2?
1.
1 for base.
Oh, 2. 2 from a base,
2
sorry.
from base. Excellent. 1, 2. Oh, that Sabine's tie was nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll claim.
All right, pass.
So I'm going into the 6th resource turn. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to use ECL there, but I also was really afraid of OB, so I feel like it's probably the right call. I'll do 5 to base.
All right. Well, I did have the ECL, and we'll use it now. All right, sorry, the OB.
Okay.
So, yeah, get rid of them both, right? I'm going to leave it there just as a reminder. Yeah, I guess this is where Data Vault feels kind of good, right? I'm only at 18. It's a long ways to kill me.
Yeah.
You've used a lot of
That is-
resources.
yeah.
I'll play K2.
That is an awful lot. I think it does boil down to the fact that if you look back at what hands you had in the first 2,
Well, I guess that's
could
fair
you
too,
have
right?
made could you have made either of those work in a fashion that is like this? And that's the question that we probably should answer eventually. But it is good to see what happens when you do draw a not shitty hand.
I'm going to kill K2, right?
Okay.
'Cause-
I'll make you discard 1.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'll claim.
I'm going to use Qi'ra. Give Iden a shield.
Okay.
2 damage there. All right, pass.
You're at 8, right?
I am.
Okay. I'll play Battlefield Marine for 2.
I'm going to play a Reinforcement Walker.
Yikes.
Ooh. I still feel
Yeah.
pretty safe. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to discard.
Okay. I'll bring out a Cassian.
Readied?
Is that from hand?
Yeah, from
Oh, okay.
I'll kill the Battlefield Marine.
Okay.
Yeah, see, with in that case, I guess if I was playing ECL and I was sitting at 18, I would have to discard.
Yeah, I'll
But
claim.
since how far am I away from dying?
Yeah.
And so
Pretty
I feel-
far still.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
you,
fine.
you can
right?
take the card.
You claimed?
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah, you being able to take the card like that is actually a pretty big benefit here. Granted, you could have also probably done that with 30 versus Data Vault, so.
All right.
I'll timely.
Oh, here we go.
Wrecker.
Ooh, nice.
I'll discard 1 to do 5 to the Walker.
Yep.
And then I'll do 5 Overwhelm.
Let's see, I got 4 left.
Oh, sorry, 3 Overwhelm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
3 overall.
Yeah.
Yep, 3 total.
I'm all right with that. The Walker did his job. He ate a lot of damage. I suppose in response, you're going to see some Darth Vader.
Okay.
Cassian's definitely dying here. I just got to decide what I'm going to grab.
Just got to decide the order in which he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh man, I'm seeing.
How fitting! Doesn't Andor 2 come out?
Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday. Man, I'm seeing
Yeah.
some cards here I wanted to draw. Vader's sending them away.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right. And so Vader's got 3. All right, back
Okay.
to you, sir.
I'll ping.
4 to base.
I'll claim.
Let's see, 1. That's Qi'ra here. We're gonna shield up Vader. I mean, I guess for another wrecker timely, but you've already
Yeah.
used a timely and a wrecker. Getting the combo would be pretty surprising. Anyway, pass. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not gonna resource. I don't know what he's laughing about, but he got another timely and a wrecker, I guess.
Well, I had a wrecker in my hand,
Yeah.
and I did draw a timely.
That's
you
cool.
just
So am I at now?
yeah.
I mean, I'm still not
You're at
dead though.
22.
Right?
Or 6. So
Yeah.
I'll discard 1 to to pop the shield, and then I'll overwhelm for 5.
Yep.
Yep, 5 total to base.
That's all right.
I mean, that's kind of what you need, right?
It's just time to snuff.
Oof. Yeah.
I'll ping.
Let's see, 4 to base,
I'll claim.
2 to base. Shield Snoke. Pass. All right, now we got to just try to close out here, right?
And you're a lot safe. You have let's see here. Your clock is a lot longer since you have 5 health instead of the 2 that could be done from ping ping kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's holding 4 causes and crap, then I'm probably in trouble.
Yeah. Tracking that. Just
Oh look,
you're also not immediately.
cause.
Yeah.
What a
You're also not immediately dead from one of those, which is an interesting thing. You know.
4.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're not immediately dead.
Well, no, but I am dead.
That
I don't-
being
I-
said-
I don't have a heal in my hand, so that's it. Because you're
Okay.
just pinging.
You don't have a way to kill your own Onyx Squadron Brute.
I was really getting worried there. The wreckers and the
No, I don't.
timely really came in.
Yep.
Man, yeah, that was close.
So
Well,
honestly,
I guess that's not true. Wait, hold on. We're not dead.
well, I already.
okay.
You said I was dead. Come on.
yeah,
what's going
I'm
on
not.
here?
I could have no gloried my own Onyx Squadron. to
Okay,
heal.
yeah, that would have been. And I only had a Poe to play, so
13, 14, 15, 16,
we'll
17,
call it
18, 19.
incomplete. I still
no,
have
you
one
were-
more turn to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I screwed up calling that one. I definitely was not dead.
You had outs.
This is why you don't do it until it's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the
That being
Battle of
said,
Atlanta, I had
yeah.
a game versus Crispy, who was it's funny. We
Yeah.
actually, him and Reflex, his teammate, were the first people I met in Atlanta because Kyle drove us down back from the airport, and we had a matchup. I was on Django, he was on Von Rag, and he had a controlling board state, and I was up to 24 HP. And I drew a Devastator. He had a shielded unit, so I would have had a way to exhaust, but he just didn't think that, and I went to go organize my resources, and he thought I was scooping, and we had to call a judge over. It was a fun experience, to say the least. I think I'm gonna smuggle. I think I'm gonna bring in these 4.
Crispy's a good dude.
Yeah, we had a great guy. But I'm gonna bring in these 4. I think they're a good mix.
Yeah.
Cham, Fighters for Freedom, and more Cham and more Fighters for Freedom, 2 of each.
Yeah, no,
just
I like
to
that
Stop
plan.
the ramp a little bit. I think I'll end up taking out
Well,
Rebel
Cham doesn't
Assault.
stop the ramp, right?
It helps me equal.
You just it helps
Yeah.
ramp it. Cham has been surprisingly good in my
Yeah.
testing with him in basically every red deck that I have.
See, I've had the opposite experience. I've hated him and pulled him out of my sideboards.
I
and
love
with,
him.
With Han potentially less prevalent, it makes me want it even less.
Oh, dude, he whoops on Piets.
I think I'll take out Sindari, 1 Heroic, and a Rebel Assault, and bring in these.
Like, I don't want to call Piet matchups trivial right now, but like they darn near feel trivial in some cases where you also have Cham. It's just you beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm essentially taking out my big stuff and bringing in heal, right?
Taking out Devastator and Avenger, or
Avenger,
Yeah.
Relentless. I'm bringing in top targets, right? So,
probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think you need that.
Because like I really don't want to bring in Confiscate.
Yeah, I'm mad that I called
And you
that
should
game.
try
I think
it.
I think I had the backswing to potentially win there.
Yeah,
I think you were.
And you should try not mulling for an extra time,
Yeah,
just to
we'll play
see
it
what
real
happens
this
with a
time and see
crappy
how it
hand.
goes. I think you were not favored depending on what we drew and what you had in your hand. But
Well, you had to draw lethal in one turn, one swing.
yeah, I was going to survive that last turn and then.
That's what I mean, though. I could have no gloried my own thing, and then I
Yeah.
could have powered the Poe after you played it.
Yeah.
And then I would have had lethal in one swing, so you would have had to draw for a cost.
Yeah.
So I think I was probably favored, right?
Well-
I'm saying you had to draw one specific card. But,
Yeah.
that's what you get for not
Yeah,
looking at the
based
board state
on-
and working it out. Well, I hadn't even considered that I
Right.
could note, you said, Sharkey, can you kill your own Onyx Squadron? And I thought, no.
Yeah.
And I realized I had no glory in my hand. I definitely could.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think one of the things in that game that really almost had you win it was when I wing leadered the Sabine.
Oh, and throwing the Pike Sentinel in front and
Yeah.
eating all that damage.
Oh,
Instead
yeah, that
of
was a good
maybe
play.
playing, like I had a K2 in my hand. K2 came in clutch later, obviously, but
Yep.
good luck.
Yep. Two.
Yeah, I think that at least shows that the play lines do exist to make it a competitive game. It's just a matter of how consistent do they show up now.
Yeah, I don't think I want this.
So this is a hand that I wouldn't jump on typically, but
But you'd
This
keep
is
if
a-
it was your second one.
it's a data vault hand, right? It's a
Yeah.
is it good enough because I'm playing data vault? I have such a large deck that the chances of me drawing another crap hand
That's worse than that.
is higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of hand that it's like I don't love, but I'm going to keep because of that reason, right?
That's an example hand of something I was talking about going back to getting used to the tactics of Data Vault is
I don't know what
honestly
you're
mulligan
myself
decisions
on
are and resourcing decisions are going to be probably a little different than you used to just from how many cards you have extra.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's part of why with Sabine sometimes I'll run 14 or 15 turn one plays just so I could really comfortably say I want to be aggressive here with my mulligans.
Yeah. Yeah, and from a mid-range standpoint, like Cad Bane, I'm running 12 and I'm usually happy with
This
it.
is a bad hand. Let's see.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
So I'm going to claim. So
Okay.
I don't have a turn one play, but I like the rest of my hand, right? Which is why I decided to
I'll
hold on.
ping and then I'll play an A-wing.
Okay.
I'll pass.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Kyle, which card specifically are you looking
Yeah.
happy about?
I'm good with this. I'm good with this, and I'm good with this, right? And that
yeah.
was all in my starting hand. So okay,
Yeah.
space. Space is typically harder for Qi'ra to deal with, right? I can't
Totally.
kill it with my flip, that sort of thing. So I was considering this as my turn two play, but because he went space, we're gonna power.
Okay.
Because an unchecked A-wing can get out of control.
A-wing.
Yes, it can.
I will claim.
Especially with Chewie
I'll
on it.
ping. And I'll pass. Yeah, my curve was kind of weird to draw. It has me resourcing some weird stuff.
Oh, yeah. Bet that one doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't at all. But such is life. I took a third
Yeah.
mulligan, so
All right, so I've got some interesting choices this turn. Considering it's his flip turn, I'm going to navigate this probably differently than I would think some people might, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to start with the Super Laser Technician.
okay. I'll ping.
Okay. Okay, the reason I did that is because I am playing Qi'ra. I'm going to kill it and ramp to 5. Pardon me, that is a ready resource.
Okay.
Make sure I get that right.
God, I hate this so much,
Oof. Yeah.
but I'm just gonna do it. I'll put Chewie here.
I think you go for it.
Yeah, I don't have many better options. I don't think.
I'm going to go ahead and top target that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm not going to top target
Okay.
that, right? Because,
It's hard. You only have one option to really.
well, because it's non-unique. It's
non-unique,
It's
yeah.
non-unique, right?
So what are you gonna do?
Okay, so
Just pass or?
well, I want to play the pass game and wait for you to flip Sabine, but we're not going to do that because let's say you hit me with a green. Well, you haven't hit me yet. I'll pass first, right?
Okay. I'll do 6 to base.
Yeah, it's a pretty big hit.
Over here. Fine. 6. Yeah, so if I were to play the pass game, he could just claim and then hit me for 6 again, right? So
Yeah.
I know that I want this on a unique unit, but I'm going to use it effectively as a...
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's your dirtle.
Yeah. Okay, so now I will flip Qi'ra, right?
I'll do 3 to base.
Sabine's got some damage on her.
Oh, yeah,
boss.
sorry.
Where's the rest of my... There we go.
And then A-Wing gets 3.
Yep. And at this point, I will claim.
Okay, so he has OB, which kind of sucks. I'll pass.
I do not have OB. Maybe
I say at the very least he's bluffing it, and I don't think that's a bad play even if he doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can draw into it too.
Totally. I think he has it, though.
I do not. I have no glory. Though.
Okay.
And so
That's
I
not bad.
don't want to get hit by that Chewie again, right? So I'm also going to heal for 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Does that?
Oh, wait.
that was a-
No, it doesn't, does it? Because
No, I heal.
You heal. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. And so you did that.
3.
Yeah,
Did you do that in Atlanta?
I did, and I didn't learn my lesson
Cheater.
about how that.
Actually, wait a minute.
stupid
You can
stuff
heal a
works.
unit with that, right? Is it only base, or can you choose a
Oh,
unit?
I could heal anything, right? So I was at 2 damage,
Yeah.
right? Or no, I was at 1. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
my question
heal-
is, do you heal Sabine then?
Yeah, I'm gonna heal Sabine.
Yeah, this feels bad, is what it is. I'm playing like a total bull.
Yeah. 3 to base.
I'm not sure it'll matter in the long run, but
And
it
it's
is
all
interesting.
recorded for us
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, it's all right. We're all learning from your mistake.
We're still gonna hit Sabine
For
here.
4.
Yep, for 4.
Yeah, because that gives Sabine an extra hit, assuming he doesn't do anything right this second. But
So
like,
the question
generally
is,
it
do
gives
I
her
just
another one.
slam this down, or do I try to build the board a little bit?
Is Qi'ra at 5 or 6?
5. Right?
I'm asking because she was at 4 and then hit Sabine, right?
Okay.
Because I think that makes your decision for you, right?
Yeah, because then I should probably do these, right?
That's an option, or the third, like the that guy.
Just to play
Can
it, or
kinda
do
knock
both,
out.
You think?
Well, I was thinking if you ECL that guy, you can have him on the board without having any damage back.
Just like to cancel the ambush, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you ambush with him, but then you use his ability to kill Qi'ra.
Yeah.
And then he's a high threat piece on the board that has to be dealt with. And you
Yeah,
know he's already used one no
probably
glory.
what I should do. So I'll do Poe, and I'll discard 1 card to kill him and stop that. And that's legal, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens?
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
I have to claim.
Okay, and then I'll pass.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think that was the right
I'm
play.
pretty sure that's legal. It just cancels it because no one's there.
Well, yeah, you killed it before the damage is dealt back to you.
Yeah.
Because it's a win or on attack, right?
Yeah, I think I've poorly navigated this game. I've kind of played my way out of it.
I think if you had that OB, I just lose right there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think if you drew OB, it'd be bad, but it's another point against Data Vault, maybe? Maybe not 100%, but
I'm just not liking the hand consistency. I just keep drawing clunky stuff, and
this
it's
hand
telling
was
me
pretty
it's
clunky.
telling me I do not like Data Vault, right?
yeah, that's how I felt playing OB Data Vault earlier this week. Like, I had one match of 3 just go my way. Everything was drawn exactly how I wanted it to. And
base.
2 other matches where I was just fighting my deck the whole way.
You know, vigilance,
Ouch.
kill Sabine, and heal
Oof.
5 plus 6. I'm gonna
Yep.
heal 11.
That's a lot of healing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially with Data Vault. Now, you're at 4? My lord. That's crazy. That
means, I mean,
actually.
for all the complaints about Data Vault we had a minute ago, that was,
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. That's what that is.
yeah, that's pretty good.
You're still sitting with a Poe on the board and stuff.
Yeah.
I think you
I'll
have
do
to play
6 to base, and I'll discard 1 card to make you discard a card from your hand.
I'd have done something different, but that's okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
Card-wise or effect-wise?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll let Kyle finish his turn.
Sounds good.
claim.
I'll play King
Oh, you
2.
claimed?
Well, I'm
How many resources do you have up right now, Kyle? It's hard to tell from...
7.
None.
I have none
Okay,
up.
so you had
I have
7?
I'm 7 tapped. None up.
Oh, they're all tapped. Never mind. I was just saying playing around Power of the Dark Side is what I was thinking of, but you didn't have to.
Yeah. And then I'll pass.
Excuse me. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah, but I'm like, we'll see how it goes here. 3, so I'm going to tap all 8, and I'll play a Reinforcement Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I got to draw it.
Got to draw it. Okay.
Did you resource, Jordan?
Yeah.
Interesting. I probably would have held that one and just played him.
Yeah, I want to play these two, though, I think.
Fair.
I'm about to take a beating here, though.
Yeah.
The question is, what kind of beating? So let's stall some time. I'll ping you for 1.
I don't know why you're stalling. I'm tapped
Well, I just
out.
got to think. You have nothing else to do. I just got to
I'll
think.
claim.
You have 2 cards in your hand. See, Reinforcement Walker is just like such a big issue for this deck. For me to handle.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because it's healing 3 a turn, and you're only at 11 now. I could put 10 on base, put you at 21, 25. Yeah, I'll just do that. Okay. 4 to base.
I think you're making the right call, but I understand why
6
you're
to
hesitant.
base.
Like, it's a little scary to do all that.
4
And then,
cards.
yeah.
4 to base. I'll put Wrecker and Cassian on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the good news is you got those guys coming.
Yeah.
I think
then-
I'm still just toast.
Yeah. And then I'll play Sabine's Masterpiece.
It's going to be...
We'll see what I draw, but I'm
Yeah,
assuming I'm
tough.
conceding here.
The Super Laser Blast
Yeah,
would
I'm
be
just
huge here.
conceding.
Concede. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, the OB might save you, that I saw,
Yeah,
but, like, it
I
wouldn't
think-
completely save you.
I think I just hate Data Vault. I think Data Vault sucks.
Well, let's take out something else. What's next on the docket? Do you want to try?
Well, we said beforehand. I said beforehand. I don't think Data Vault's the right deck
Yeah.
or the right version of Qi'ra, and like it just feels bad, into these games. Now, granted, I didn't navigate super well there, but even then, it just did not feel, handled.
Yeah, and I think this is the matchup where this is the reason to run it, right? You want extra health.
Yeah, the whole reason I'm going for extra health is to be good against Sabine. I still felt terrible there, so it just didn't feel great. Now maybe we could play more of those matchups and I'd get some wins in them. I don't know.
I think you would get some wins. I mean, in the first game, I felt like I was a turn away from just getting screwed.
Yeah.
And in the second
Yeah, there were some closer games.
I mean, if you have an OB, a bigger OB target than Iden, I'm in trouble. Want me to take out Quinn, or you want to do Boba? What are you thinking?
I'm good either way. What do you
I'll
want
take Quinn
to
out.
do? You want to play Quinn into this?
Yeah.
All right, I got to reset it. 1, 2.
And surprisingly, like I was saying earlier, in my Kaz testing, one of the decks that has the highest win rate into is Qi'ra, which
Yeah,
is
it's interesting.
really surprising at its surface.
Out of curiosity, how many times have you played against Qi'ra?
Like 17,
know?
18.
Oh, wow.
So it's really not a super small. It's not giant, obviously. But what
That's
I've noticed
pretty good.
is that I really need the Contracted Hunter in my first turn. Right, having it in my hand. And
Yeah.
then really
Just so
pushing
you
the
can deal with
pressure on
Qi'ra.
space makes it hard for them to come back. In
Yeah,
this deck,
that
I
makes
feel
sense.
like I need to attack your hand in this matchup. Is
Yeah.
that how you would play it?
I think the way to go after Qi'ra is usually to go after the hand.
Yeah.
Right? And that's going to be, I think, extra problematic, again, in Data Vault, right? Because if I've got a lower curve deck, I got a better chance of getting my Long Pikes. I got a better chances of drawing my Pershings.
Yeah.
Just better chance of getting the cards I need to keep my hand stocked. And those are all in here, right? But they're going to be less likely to be go into, right?
Yeah. And if you play Pershing, it's easier for me to kill him in this deck than it would be in a deck like Sabine.
Yeah, sometimes I'm okay with you. Pershing,
Sure.
I'm going to get at least one draw either way.
Yeah.
And when they Tarkin Town Pershing, I'm like, well, okay, we've eaten up the Tarkin Town. I got a card out of it.
Yeah.
It didn't feel too bad. Because a lot of the times, I don't want you Tarkin Towning something else later.
Of course, yeah. Like
That's
Snoke's
fair.
also-
But even then, from the Tarkin Town perspective, you don't want them drawing cards.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Quinlan can run out of gas, and a lot of the time,
I'm gonna put this back.
Snoke is a game ender.
Yeah.
And one of the only answers you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to Snoke that works well is your Tarkin Town, potentially.
Target
So if
plus
you eat
Han or
it,
something.
Yeah, that's fair.
So if you eat it early,
That's a door closer.
yeah, it doesn't feel as bad.
Where like in Sabine, you could at least play a Wrecker, deal 5. Yep, I'll take red. Blue it is.
I will take initiative.
Very kind of you.
Well, actually, do I want initiative in this matchup? I guess against you,
Probably not.
I don't really care. Yeah, I'll just let you have it. I don't know. I mean, I almost want to bait out your Tarkin Town anyway, so I'm kind of
Well, then I think it's a
on the
different
fence
perspective
over.
then, yeah.
Whether.
From a Cad Bane perspective, I always give it to Quinn.
Yeah, we'll try letting you have it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be aggressive.
And
with
I
my
can't
turn one
pass
play for
into
you to kill.
Qi'ra.
Yeah,
You know, if I pass into Qi'ra, I'm just dead. So.
I'm gonna immediately claim.
Yeah, I think the longer you
Okay,
pass, the worse you end up.
L3.
All right.
The only exception to that rule might be if you have like two plays, or like the next turn you could play two things or something like that. But that's the only time I could see it being worth
Yeah,
passing.
okay.
Pass.
Okay, 2 to base.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a super laser tech.
Okay, I'll play Falcon, no ping.
Okay, I'm gonna 2 to base.
3 to base.
Oh. Claim.
Pass.
So I think in this setup it's fine, but there is an argument to be made that pinging the super laser tech is okay.
Yeah, I'd rather him do the action to make it, you know?
Well, I
Yeah.
haven't used, I
In
haven't
this case, since you have a shielded unit, that makes sense. I was just thinking because sometimes you want to save damage on your own things. Like as Cad Bane, sometimes I'll just, if I can't stop it, I'll just ping it.
Yeah, and I'll pay 1 for the Falcon to keep it out.
obviously I traded into the shield with my
Yeah.
super laser tech.
Um,
Am I getting blasted?
no, I don't think so. I'll do 3 to base.
Okay. 2 to base.
Now you'll get blastered. 4 to base.
L3's got a gun.
Yeah.
We'll bring out Qi'ra.
Okay, 1 to L3, 1 to Falcon. Or 2 to Falcon, sorry. I'll claim.
Yeah, and we got the OB.
Oof.
Falcon already had 11 damage on it anyway.
Yeah, so Falcon's dead, and this is dead. And
Piece
I'm
of
about
junk.
to take 6 to base.
Yeah, and 6 to base.
Yeah.
That hurts quite a bit.
Oof. Yeah, that OB is brutal.
Okay, ready?
Pass, yep.
Yeah, I feel like you're also not drawing the typical Quinn fare.
Yeah, I didn't get like a good starting curve, but it's okay.
I didn't see a lot of hand hate show up either, which is, I think, really the key to this one is if you can keep them choosing between game now and game later, you have a much better shot.
Yeah. God, this sucks. Jeez. I'll play the Falcon.
He's back. Interesting. I had a different plan for this turn, but now we're gonna. You only have 2 left up, huh?
Yeah, 2 up.
How safe do I want to be?
Safety's for losers.
You don't have it.
Have what?
We're gonna get aggressive.
Oh.
Iden's gonna hop in there.
I just resourced.
You resource Bamboozle?
I just did.
Yeah, I knew it. Well,
Oh, no.
because you don't keep Bamboozle. Well, what do you need it for in Qi'ra, right? What do you need
Yeah,
it for in
exactly.
Qi'ra? I was thinking he's not gonna. He didn't keep it.
Yeah.
Turns out. Turns out it's pretty useful
Yeah,
there.
I'm in trouble here.
All right, get that Falcon out of here.
Okay.
That felt great.
Yeah, I bet it did. So that has how much left? 6 total,
Yeah.
5 right now.
Yeah.
I'll play
Yeah.
Sabine and ping it.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because even with the upgrade, it's a 2-cost ship.
We're gonna kill Sabine.
Okay. This sucks.
Brutal. Yeah.
Deploy. Power.
Paralysis.
Okay.
Power would be better.
Yeah, power would be like
Yeah.
I lose. Claim.
Pass.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from this either way.
Oh, without question. Without question.
Yeah.
All right. So the good news, I have Tarkin Town open.
Doesn't kill
Yep.
anything, but
That's about where the good news stops.
It will.
Well, actually, I could do this and then do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Do that and then.
So I'll land speeder, I'll kill Qi'ra, and then ping there.
Yeah. So now you can at least start counting that eventually.
Yeah.
But doesn't feel good in the
No, it
process.
feels absolutely terrible.
Yeah, so I'm definitely
Yeah,
getting
and
target
the
down.
speeder dies too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take my 6 damage before I die.
Bet you will.
Yeah.
All targets.
Is it 5 or 6?
5.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting that number there. Yeah, it's 5.
Thank you, Shark.
I got you. No worries. I'm here to help.
You know what? Oh, no, Kira's dead. I couldn't have cured to save it. Yeah. Okay, so you got 5 health left over there. What do we got here?
Long pike, eh?
I think it's probably time. You have 4 up. Oh, what? Oh, keep my hands off the table, huh?
We're working on a wobbly table. We're getting a new table.
We
Eventually.
will. It'll happen.
Jordan's
Yeah.
over there making hand signals at me, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing. Oh, okay, I get
That's
you.
how we do it in business, right? I'll smuggle out a blaster. So that's 2 and 3. And do I have to attack with a unit? I do, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. You
You don't get to wait and surprise strike also. unless it
Yeah,
came
that's
from your
the
hand.
plan here. 3 to base, just because I'm so screwed anyway, I think.
I'll claim.
And I'll pass.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
Not undoable.
I
but
wasn't
not
able to really
easy.
build a board prior to the flip.
Yeah.
The Qi'ra flip is just so
Couldn't build a
problematic
board.
here.
I feel like Ahsoka is also really good in this matchup,
Oh,
just
totally.
from adding more discard and just yeah.
Yeah, you didn't really.
Ironically, the smaller deck is not drawing as consistent.
Yeah, you didn't really get my hand. I'll power. It's just time to get rid of him.
Bye bye, Quinlan. I'll spark.
It's actually not all that great. So again, data vault
Fell.
consistency, right? I need to start getting some of the big stuff. That's not Phil. That's Toet
Yeah.
and Darakian.
Okay. That's nice.
Brute out here.
Other
I'll
language
play
fell.
Poe.
There he is. I'll claim.
Pass.
Yeah, that fell was a good one.
Yeah, I'm just in such major trouble right now that like we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any
I've
way
seen
out of this.
crazier comebacks, but I wouldn't count on it. Probably.
Nay at all. Nay at all.
I don't know.
8 resources.
I feel like you're doing fine.
Like I don't think it's completely over, given, or depending on what he's got, right? But you kind of need him to draw.
Like an OB here
Poorly.
would be devastating.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yeah. You just yeah.
We are gonna do this though.
It's interesting. Even though I could kill it with Poe.
Go ahead. You want to run into it with Poe? Do my guest.
Not particularly, but like
You could, but will you? I think. Do you still have the hand? I think you do. Let's see. What do you got?
I think I just take my 6.
Oh, no, You put it down. All right.
What, this?
I think you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's time for that. I'll do 6 to base and I'll discard
Well,
one.
it,
What?
yeah, it could have been massive.
Yeah. But I'll discard 1 from your hand.
Oh. Ooh. I'll hit Poe.
Okay, for 4.
Yep.
And then it's 6 to your base, so you already did it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll play red 5.
I'm gonna have vigilance. I'll kill Poe and heal 5.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah.
And he has how much left?
4.
Okay.
4.
I might have sequenced that wrong, but oh well. I'll play Plo with ambush. So 3 into it.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
Given what's your resource, I'm
claim.
not sure you had
Yeah.
a better option. So.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, I guess I could have done 3 more to base, but I don't know what that really does for me, right?
Yeah, I mean, given what he played, yeah, I just think it puts him in immediate threat range, so he has to deal with that somehow.
I'll resource 1.
Yeah.
Which obviously he had the answers for, but
Yeah.
it is still something he would have had to
And
deal
then I
with.
kind of just think I'd make him answer Plo first action, because if not, I could just kill it with red 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have other ways to potentially kill Plo, but it's not worth doing because of the red 5.
Yeah.
So I will trade.
Qi'ra.
Ooh.
So you're at how many resources?
9.
9.
I could play either one.
I'll do no glory.
Okay. That was the only card in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to bump red 5 and heal 2.
Okay. I'll do 3 to base.
I'll play the gunship and kill red 5.
Okay.
I do love that gunship.
I'll smuggle Cassian out.
Okay, Qi'ra.
3 to base.
It doesn't look great, but you're not completely out of it either.
Well, now I'm drawing the stuff that I needed 5 turns ago. Right?
Yeah.
So it always works. But I'm not dead, though. I'm, an OB here would be devastating again. That's the thing about playing this Qi'ra deck, is that at all times you're just so afraid of getting OB'd.
Yeah.
And you have
That, I think there's one other answer you could
Have
have
3
that could
cards, I
probably
have
shut the door.
Resource.
Yeah, I'll play Snoke.
Yeah.
E.
That's the one that probably shuts the door.
Probably. I'll play Ahsoka. Discard a card.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
No glory, okay. 5.
5 to base.
Okay.
So now I've got him in check too, right? So that's usually
Exactly, yeah.
I'll claim.
you have to
Yeah.
pass.
And I just lose GG.
Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't
That's
have a
tough.
hand-
Yeah, you didn't get any of the stuff you needed
It
earlier.
wasn't so bad, though. I mean,
It was still a good fight, I think. Like,
Yeah.
it was interesting watching Data Vault brick and then unbrick a hand.
Yeah.
There was at points where I'm like, Kyle's got a crappy hand, and then it's like, well, okay, it showed up, so maybe it's not too bad. I don't know. I know from my experience with Data Vault, it still felt weird and wrong and bad, but I think that there could just be some growing pains of getting used to what to keep, what not to keep,
yeah.
etc.
Well,
And so,
it gave me enough health to just hold on until I could get what I needed. and win,
right. That's what I mean. So, like, you'd have been in check multiple times at 30 in multiple different ways, right? But at 33, you weren't quite dead on board, or, like, at the worst they could do from their hand. So, there's an argument for it. Like, I've seen the most successful Data Vault deck I've seen is when Paul runs Luke, right? And that one has
Paul's one of
survived
my
at
teammates,
31 and 32 so many times
Yeah.
that it's kind of insane.
So for this sort of matchup, I think I'm going to bring these 4 in and take these 4 out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I got two.
I'm interested to know post game how that feels, because at least 2 of the cards you're taking out are things that I think are critical to keeping in.
Surprise strike, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, so like the way I look at Surprise Strike in this matchup is that like 3 damage isn't going to win me the game. Like being able to control the board and push damage every turn is going to win me the game.
I'm going 2 out.
I think it's probably a
Traitorous,
good
I don't
move.
think's great here. Obviously, Palp's return comes in.
Yeah.
I think
That's
the board-
fair. I just find Surprise Strike helps me control the board.
Yeah, I guess I kind of just look about like for instance, like when I'm playing Sabine, Rebel Assault always comes out versus control decks and more
Interesting.
softer
Okay.
stuff.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
Keep Rebel
So,
Assault, 'cause I feel
for-
like that helps me push the damage.
Well, I'm
Yeah, so
yeah, I
Go
feel
ahead.
like almost the opposite, where I want to make sure that I'm able to get units out, and maybe the one time that I could like open up a turn with Rebel Assault doesn't make up for all the times where I'm getting powered and stuff
Yeah,
like
if
that.
I could open
Yeah.
with a Rebel Assault, though, it gets both my attacks. They're usually going to remove whatever
Yeah.
the second thing is. You know?
I guess it's the chicken and the egg. Will you have units to attack with, or
Fair.
you know?
one of the reasons I keep it, like, from the Cad Bane perspective specifically, is that Bazine can take out Qi'ra.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do you take the initiative here?
It doesn't really matter because...
Well, you have the choice.
Yeah, I think I'll give you the choice again.
We can't give me the choice. You can give me initiative.
I'll give you initiative, yeah, and then you could choose whether you want to pass to me or not.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
I would rather get the ping in, but I can't pass against Qi'ra, so...
I feel like into Quinlan, or when I play Quinlan, I've stopped playing that game, and I just take the initiative and go.
Yeah.
I think still giving them the opportunity to make a mistake is a good thing in this case because Qi'ra can't ramp immediately anyway.
Okay.
All right, so we're definitely putting down.
Interesting hand. I'm going to try it out, see how it goes.
Now the question here,
Oh yeah, it
Sharkey,
looks
is,
real fun.
Gets most decks. One of those goes away. In this matchup, I don't think it does.
That's actually really interesting. Yeah. Are you trying to keep both?
Yep.
What's the rest of your hand look like?
Because they'll just be long-term valuable, you know?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you keep both of them. Interesting, yeah. No, I hadn't thought quite about that, but in this deck, I probably would.
Yep. Which means...
And I think, yeah,
this card is super valuable in this deck, too, especially with Data Vault.
Yep.
So I think long-term, that's the one that's going to go for now.
Yeah,
So
as much
give
as
it
it probably sucks to do, but...
Pershing.
Grogu?
Do you want to ping?
Yes.
He's like, wait a minute, I got the opportunity.
It just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, you know?
Yeah.
So then depending on how this turn goes, I do these two or this.
Yeah, I think I could see that.
All right. I'm going to Pershing.
Okay.
Draw a card.
I think that makes
I'll force
sense.
throw you.
Oh, interesting.
2 over there.
Interesting choice there. I think I would have gone with a different one, but I can see why you chose it.
For me or for Kyle?
For Kyle.
Pass.
Because I would have probably played
Pass.
that this turn.
I'll exhaust Pershing.
Pass.
You saw the look on Kyle's face when I did that.
Silly.
Then I'll ping and kill Pershing.
Sorry, that was funny.
Another Pershing.
It's just an eye roll. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm going to
I'll claim.
pass.
Yeah.
Personally, I thought it was funny.
What's up, Carl?
So, Kyle, I think I'd have pitched the second Pershing and played Inferno myself.
Ah, interesting. Nah, I wanted another Pershing down.
I think Pershing really helps.
Well,
with
partially
some
'cause-
insurance here.
Pershing's not going to ever get him a card. Grogu's going to exhaust him. The land
at
speeder
some
gets a free
point,
shot at it, and then Tarkentown.
I guess.
I'll Grogu it.
But yeah, but also he's doing no damage to me right now.
Yeah, which I would rather not be doing.
He's doing all of nothing, which I'm totally fine
All
with.
of nothing,
yeah.
but he is building a board.
2 to base.
Oh, see? There you go.
Okay.
All right, Pershing. Let's go Pershing.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, I would hit
going
Pershing
Pershing.
myself
I'm
and
going
get
Pershing.
him out of there.
Leave me alone.
Let him screw up. I'll play.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Backseat driving.
Here. I'll play red 5. I'll Tarkentown Pershing. And I'll pass.
Yeah, it's an interesting one here.
And it's funny that like Kyle doesn't like this Grogu because it doesn't have
Yeah.
he only plays with the
'Cause
one
the
that
fingers.
has the correct amount of appendages.
I won't play with that card.
Yeah.
You won't even touch it.
I couldn't play with Grogu in my deck until I got the correct ones.
Yeah, obviously.
So I kind of have to attack first, or I'm going to get Grogu'd.
Of course, I don't get a chance to use this, right?
I know, right? I was just thinking that. It's still a good body, though. I'd keep it around.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the second that I resources, I'm gonna get a chance to use it.
Oh, yeah. That's how it always
Take
works.
down red 5.
Red 5.
Yep.
Ooh, there you go. All right. We're on resource 4, is that correct?
Yeah.
5.
Okay. Oh, we're on 5, thanks.
I'll Grogu the Lompike.
Qi'ra the Long Pike.
Okay. I'll do 2 to base.
Pass.
You said you pass?
Yep.
I'll deploy Quinlan.
I'd love for you to claim. Okay, so you definitely have shithead. Play.
That's a nice.
I love the description. Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't have been.
Kyle loves Plo.
If he didn't have Plo, he wouldn't have done that. So I have to flip into it and get Plo'd, I guess.
So I have put 3 here, 1 here, and then 2 here.
Yep. And then the shield comes off. And
Yep.
It's healed up.
I do have Plo.
No, stunner.
So I'll kill Qi'ra.
He didn't
and then
telegraph that.
Do 1 to Lompike.
The funny thing is about the telegraph is that you still had to do it. So even if you knew it was coming, you still had to deal with
I
it.
had to. I couldn't just,
Yeah.
I claim.
I agree. And this is where Quinlan gets
I'll
real
pass.
dangerous. Like,
Oh, no, 3 to base. 3 to base.
it's not that this is an unwinnable board state, because Qi'ra absolutely has the tools to take this back.
Yeah,
But
like
this is a
Super
very
Laser
good example
Blast
of how good
like an
or
OB
where.
right now does 6
Yeah.
damage, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it kills like half my board.
Yeah, but if you can navigate through that with a decent sized board, Quinlan is really tough to stop.
All right, we have to kill Plo, I suppose.
Okay.
Puts me to 4. Yeah, because I'm going to get beaten on here, right?
Everybody's on 6 resources?
Yeah, we're all on 6.
Okay.
I'll do 3 to base.
I'm going to thank you for not killing my Long Pike, so I'm going to play Cargo Juggernaut.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering what the
yeah.
burn for that would be. But
Yeah,
this makes
that's what the
sense.
new thing to think about is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I only have 4 damage, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that
play,
jug is hard to deal with.
Land speeder and kill the pike.
I'll claim.
And that's 2 here. I'll play Ahsoka.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just so the crowd at home could tell what was that?
Palpatine returns.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I want to discard something else, but I don't want to tell you more of my hand, so we're going to
2
stick
to
with
base.
that.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass.
All right. Oh, baby. What do I
That
do
Juggernaut's
now?
that Juggernaut's tough.
God, I love my whole hand.
Yeah, the Juggernaut was one of my favorite units when I was playing Iden Blue in set 1. And then it
Yeah.
kind of just like fell by the wayside.
Interesting that it's making a bit of a comeback right now.
Yeah.
You know, for all the talk about brick in hands, honestly, Data Vault's been doing better this game for sure, but like I think some of that is learning how to navigate with it.
It seems like the only real bricks were like those first hands for Sabine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just go straight with Darth Vader. So I probably should have discarded Darth Vader instead of Palpatine's return, because I could have palped Darth Vader, and then I'd have 1 more resource to potentially Qi'ra, right?
Yeah.
But, you know.
I think it worked out in this case because you got the card you were going to play anyway, but...
Yeah, I'd have 1 more resource to potentially have other options here.
Oh, yeah.
And the shields for Quinn, especially on 7 costed units, are kind of tough to deal with.
All right, I've got some choices. I could go
That's
with
a good
this,
point.
but I'm just throwing it away. I'm low on damage anyway. I like this probably the most. I don't really need this, right? So we're going to Scry Fighter with Vader.
Okay.
I'm going to kill Grogu with Vader's ambush.
Kill a little bugger.
Well, otherwise you just tap down my Juggernaut, and I don't get to kill something with that. So, you know. I will finish the Scry here. We're going to top and bottom. All right, there we go.
Oh, that's an interesting hand. I think you do it.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Do what?
You have 7, yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds like Han.
Yeah.
Like, I think you do it.
So,
I'll kill Vader.
I'll kill Quinlan.
I'll do 3 to base.
I'll claim.
2 to base. And I'll pass.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
many
I
resources
still think that was the right call, but...
I just went up to, I think it's 8.
Okay.
Yep. And you know what costs 8?
Super Laser Blast.
Super Laser Blast.
Yep. I still think that was the right call.
Then I'll scry.
You gotta make him have it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I take 5 damage, it hurts.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna bottom both.
Okay.
I think at this point with a reset board, you just gotta make him
Do stuff.
draw out a data vault, right?
I'll claim. I just figure if I can get to top deck wars, my top decks are better, so I'm fine with it.
Maybe.
I just
So what do you
know,
think
actually.
is better here?
I have bigger
At this
stuff.
point, I think probably this.
That's what I would lean towards. Yeah.
Cassian.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
I don't necessarily disagree, Kyle, but at some point, you gotta have a board to fight back too.
Oh,
And with 60 cards, I think I'm more confident in you drawing bricks.
Yeah, I don't have all day.
I got all day, baby.
I don't have all
Yeah.
day. And if I start really attacking your hand, maybe my day's longer, but now you're playing.
Well,
3
now
for
I stop
7.
resourcing though. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
holding shit that I'm happy to get rid of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Invader really helps in this deck too. Now I think about it, because you're searching through
Yeah.
10 odd
I
cards
can keep
to find
scrying
something.
and stuff, right? So,
It's kind of
Which one are
how
you going into?
Ewing felt when I was playing Obi-Wan.
Okay, 2-5 back to him.
yeah, I got a scry still. Those are both gonna stay right
Woof.
there.
Woof.
You have 1 resource left.
I got one.
I'll kill Vader.
I'll claim.
I'll play Qi'ra. Vigilance.
All right. See, but that's what I mean.
How many resources do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, but like that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like I could have resourced that and gone.
Yeah.
But I was like, why?
Because of that, I'll take out the jug.
Okay. Well, that's fine. No, but I mean like
Wait, so did you
For
draw
not-
Vigilance off Vigilance? Or off
no,
of,
he called vigilance.
Oh,
for
no,
Qi'ra.
no, that's right. He called it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
vigilance
thinking of
costs
Bazine.
9.
Don't mind me.
But
I think honestly at this point I'm more afraid of the Juggernaut
yeah.
because I just have to
Yeah.
deal with it. And then I'll pass.
I think the unit's a bigger deal.
All right, we're alive.
It ain't pretty. It's an interesting back and forth fight right now.
Yeah.
See, I thought he might call something else.
Like something that wasn't in your hand.
Yeah, like that.
Avenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had to kind of think that maybe you didn't have that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just how am I gonna do?
I knew it was coming because I just scryed.
Yeah.
Take that vigilance.
Takedown.
Okay. 2 to base.
First blood.
Ahsoka. 3 to base.
Yeah, this is where the discard gets super annoying.
Yeah. And then I'll pass.
Yeah. Like he's got a load of protection against Avenger, but not a lot of protection against
I don't know what the hell he's
Avenger.
gonna do against Avenger. Avenger's just
Waylay
gonna-
and then Spark, basically.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe that
Yeah.
magic profundity.
How about you take 9 and kill one of your things?
8. Why 9?
Because I want it to be 9.
Okay.
Because we're changing the numbers on Avenger just like we did it,
this one,
just like the sector.
3 to base.
Yeah, I mean, feels great. I'll Snoke.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. Something out of Cassian.
Oh no, anything but that.
Yeah.
2 to base.
I'll claim.
Oof. Yeah. What is Quinn's normal answer, Snoke? Don't get there?
Well, Snoke I could deal with. Avenger I can't deal with.
Usually I would shield Snoke, but since he's got 2 tag me for 1 unit, so I don't think I. Well, what's the punish there? Even if he pings off my shield and I put down to 4, yeah, then Han can get me. So we definitely don't shield, right?
Okay.
Pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that will be GG.
Oh, it definitely will. I just drew OB.
Yeah.
Right? So. Well, okay,
Yeah.
so Qi'ra got there 2-0 against Quinlan, right?
Yeah, it didn't feel terrible.
I think we need to
It
work,
is.
I need to work on
Yeah,
the
it takes some
Sabine
interesting
matchup
getting used
4,
to.
but I think the Sabine matchup is like I don't know. Data Vault, did it really? I was only at 17. If I was at 30 versus 33, would it have made a difference? No. The lack of consistency against Sabine. Sabine's already a hard matchup, and I really got to draw specific cards.
Yeah.
So I think the hypothesis to start was I prefer 30. And I don't think anything changed that in these 2 matchups for me. Having the extra 3 health is where I kind of might want it against Sabine, and I feel like the consistency or the inconsistency hurt me more than it helped me. So I think we probably go back down to 30.
Did I bring in a second tech? I forgot what I brought in.
You didn't, at least when you showed off what you were bringing in.
What did I show off? What I was bringing in? Profundity,
You showed off
Cham,
and Profundity.
and that's
I
it.
believe it was 2 of each, right? Or did I just miss tech?
No,
You
it
might
was
have
definitely only one Profundity. It wasn't tech though.
Oh, okay.
Bamboozle.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now what do you want to do?
Well, this is good test. I mean, this is good help
Yeah.
testing to kind of learn.
Let's run Kaz into it and see what happens.
You want to do more Qi'ra, or do we
Yeah,
want
let's
to
do one
switch?
Qi'ra, unless you want to switch.
I think I want to play a little Boba. We
Okay,
good with
let's do
that?
it, yeah.
I mean, how many games do you plan on putting on a stream, right?
Yeah.
How many
Let's do we'll do Kaz. This will probably be the last set for the stream.
Kaz, let's do Kaz into Boba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaz and Naboba.
This should be Kaz kicking the crap out of Boba, right? I don't know.
I think the shields could
I
be
don't know,
challenging for Boba to deal with.
Let's find out.
I've had some success with Boba, but yeah, I think the shields are going to be tough, especially the lack of direct damage to it.
Let's pick a matchup.
Help control
I'm
the space
favored.
lane.
Let's pick a matchup I'm favored in for once. I'm just kidding.
I
Let's
think
play
Qi'ra
this.
you're favored in.
Yeah.
Carl, what do you think?
Qi'ra into what?
Into Quinlan.
Oh, I don't know.
I think you are.
Yeah.
But what do I know? Quinlan has been a new experiment for me, and I really enjoyed the games, but the results haven't been amazing. But I do think that's part of learning a new deck.
I'd be PF.
All right, so we got some Qi'ra reps.
Disgusting.
If you couldn't tell throughout the episode, Kyle is anti-Data Vault for now. We'll see how that plays out. So it's funny, when you lose, you're upset. When you win, it's a little bit better.
I don't even know if it was that. It was just the consistency sake.
Yeah.
Drawing my opening hands, being unhappy, having a mulligan multiple times, and then the draws
It
throughout
still
the
feels
game.
weird.
Yeah.
So this should be a fun matchup. Boba versus Kaz. Let's see how it goes. I played this matchup versus one of our teammates, Todd, on Monday, and Kaz really made quick work of him. But let's see. Let's use my Metal Fab cube now. What do you want? Red or
Trying to
yellow?
get sponsored?
No.
Let's see. Red.
Red. There you
No.
go.
Definitely not.
Let's switch to the other one.
Yeah.
I'm in a mulligan.
Yeah, and this is yet more
Get
exploration
him.
of Kaz Blue for Jordan.
Yeah, I mean,
In
it's
a
been doing
post-Django
pretty
world.
well.
Yeah. I notice when I play Kaz Blue, it has some play lines I'm either not used to or not seeing, and so I need to get used to it a little more, or get some more reps with it. Like, it's close, but I can never quite get over what feels like a hump of playing it.
Yeah. I think it's a mix of being able to put on pressure early and then kind of secure yourself for late, which could be challenging, but
Yeah.
So this is my first time playing this Boba deck in paper, but I got the showcase, so
no
I
charm and play again.
felt obligated to build it. I'm just not sure if... Oh, so you're getting extra mulligan today, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, you took 6 in the Sabine game, so
6.
I'm running a lot of
I think
tournament
it's-
plays too. So
I think it's just poor deck construction.
yeah, that's probably what it is.
I think it's a good hand there, Kyle.
All right,
Yeah, you
now
think
I
so?
got
You've
him.
played this deck, so you think so? Okay, I think against Kaz, that's
I
gotta
would
go.
keep it.
Yeah, okay, that's got to
I think that goes down, and I think
my question
the
is-
far right one.
Oh, okay, so then I'm just going to assume I'm going to draw into something turn 2 and go with that.
That's the hope. Worst case scenario, you can use what you're planning on R5 on R3.
And you have
so,
the initiative, right?
Yep, I do. Second best
because I
pilot,
think you
would
got to
say.
try to just go for it.
Star Hopper.
Okay. I will play the corporate defense shuttle.
I will claim.
I'll put a shield on the corporate defense shuttle,
Wow, look at you.
and I'll pass.
Yeah, that's a problem, right?
That's
Ugh.
not.
You told me to keep this hand, and I'm not happy with your decision making.
I stand by it.
So what I
'cause you
found
still
here
have
is that the
plays.
5 butt is really helpful.
Yeah. Well,
What did you? What's the?
that's
yeah,
gotta be my
I'll say
resource. I did that wrong.
that's the right call.
Yep. Okay, so
Trying not to look at Jordan's hand, because if I'm helping Kyle, then looking at that. But
all right, so I have to start by running into that shield,
Okay.
and then
You die.
2 indirect.
Okay.
Make it 3 indirect, I guess.
I think I'll just put 3 here.
All right.
Then I'll use Kaz to blank the defense shuttle and do 3 to base.
All right. Oh yeah, up there. I keep reaching for a token to put on the base. Okay, so I'm going to play Sneak Attack.
Go for it.
Whoa, baby.
Into Fetch Fire Spray.
Yep.
Deal 2 indirect damage.
Okay.
Yep. When played.
I'll play Conquered Dawn.
Ooh, interesting.
That's annoying. I guess I'll attack at the Conquered Dawn.
I'll put all the indirect here.
Yep.
And then 3 back. But you die, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, at the end of the turn I will.
Yeah. I'll claim.
Yeah.
That's... I don't know. That turned out not too bad, actually.
No, that's fine.
It could definitely be worse. It's not the best, but it could definitely be worse.
Okay. I'll use Kaz to blank the defense shuttle, and I'll put Han on it, and then do 5 to base.
All right. What do you think, Sharkey?
I personally like the middle one the best, but
Yeah, I don't think it matters too much.
Okay, another one of those. 3 indirect.
Yep.
I'll do 2 here and 1 to base.
All right. Back to you.
I will play the Restored Arc.
I will claim.
Okay. I'll deploy Kaz, and I'll do 2 to base, and I'll blank everything,
All right.
and I'll pass.
What's health left on this stupid thing?
3.
All right.
The one thing about this Boba deck that sucks is that it has 30 HP.
Yeah.
So you have to do 30 HP worth of damage, which is easier said than done.
yeah, it's a long climb. It doesn't always feel like it, but it definitely is.
I'm trying to decide this turn if I'm going to do this or just this. I think we're going to do this.
That's fair. I would have gone the other way, I think. I'm looking. Yeah, maybe not, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think both are valid.
We're going to get what we can out there.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
So I have to run into that.
Okay.
The indirect, I assume, is going to go on
Yep.
it first. How much health did I have left?
3.
It had 3 total left. So 1 more than you got to put somewhere else.
Okay. I'll put 1 on to Kaz.
Okay.
I'll surprise strike the Restored Arc and do 5 to base,
Yeah.
heal 1.
Yeah, ouch. Play a missile platform.
Okay. I'll waylay it.
Ew.
Okay. 2 to base
Claim.
and pass.
Kyle, if it helps, I probably would have run Fet's Fire Spray into the Restored Arc.
And let that big ass thing hit me?
Yeah, you have 30 health. Because then when you can flip onto it, it either has to attack the Fet's Fire Spray and kill it, or you can flip into it and kill it with Boba's deploy.
Well, it wasn't going to survive the 5 turn anyway. You know?
Yeah, but at least you would have had to attack it, and he would have
Yeah.
cleared both spaceships. So,
Well, I just would have. I probably would have
something
just
that I've learned.
waylaid it, and then you would have had the
Would
other
you
one.
had to have attacked? You would have just gone base. You
Yeah, I would have
attacked
gone
it.
base.
Yeah, I don't think he would
Yeah,
have had to.
that's true. I guess the thought is without knowing about the waylay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would still try to do that.
So I have the initiative. So on attack, I can deal 2 indirect. I think I got to start trying to clear. I'm gonna hit Kaz, and 2 extra indirect there.
2 or
make it
3?
3. Yeah.
I'll do 1 here and 2 to base.
Oh, not my base. Duh.
I'll do 2 to base, heal 1.
Okay. I'm going to play the Raider and kill Cass.
Yikes.
And 2 to base.
The exact ship I don't want you flipping Boba onto. I'll play the Jakar Freighter.
Yeah, I mean, you could still have Bamboozle and stupid shit
Yeah.
like that, but I think it's probably still worth it just so I can mow down your stuff and then risk getting bamboozled. What do you think, Sharky? Do I go to ground or do I risk getting bamboozled? I mean, the worst thing that happens is if I flip into there, at least I get to kill some of his stuff. And
Well, you really only get to kill this,
Yeah.
right?
well, and I get to put damage on that to where then I could kill that if
Yeah.
I want to. I think it's still totally worth it.
Okay.
I think we flip into
I could see it being fine. It sucks not getting the damage at this point, but you're playing the control pretty heavily anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I think
I'm
you're
on the
still
control
okay.
line. I stick with it. All right, pass.
yeah. Especially with what you drew.
All right. I'll use Kaz to blank the freighter, and then I'll play Conquered Dawn.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna sneak.
Damn.
Sneak makes it cost 3 less. Another Raider.
Oof.
Let's
Yep.
see, 2 here, 2 to base.
I'll do 6 to base.
Ooh, interesting. All right. All right, I got some notes after this.
I think he has 3 health left. I'm up to 24. I mean, he is getting me pretty good here. That thing's going to have to die. I guess I'm already on the control game, so I don't really want to push that hard. Because I could. Yeah, all right. I want that dying, so we're going to have to kill the Concord Dawn.
Okay. 3 back.
Out of curiosity, why the Conquered Dawn? Or sorry, why Boba's ship for that one?
Well, because I need to kill the other thing either way. And when this dies, it doesn't die, right? So that leaves less damage here. I can't leave that alive. I'm at 24.
Yeah.
I'm not saying my point. I would have just gone the other way. It's fine. But
3, right?
Okay. I'll play the Falcon.
Yeah, that shit's annoying. Well, I have to prevent the damage now. If I don't, though, 6 is lethal next turn. I still have to kill that other one.
Yeah.
I think you do.
Yeah, I have to go.
Also, I think 3 should be on the other Raider.
Oh, yeah, the 3 was there. Yeah, you're right. So I guess 2 to the Falcon, 2 to there, right? When that dies.
3 to base,
Yeah. And I have to claim.
and I'll pass. I'll bring the Falcon back.
I have the initiative, right?
I'll resource one.
Keeping track of 2 hands and what the heck is happening on both sides is actually really tough.
Well, I'm like, even though I'm really close to lethal, I'm really afraid.
I know, you should be.
Fire spray, okay. I'll play L3.
Yes, crap on ground. 2 to base and 2 indirect. Oh, wait, hold on. On attack, if you have the initiative, deal 2 damage to the player. When indirect damage is dealt.
I had the initiative though, didn't I?
Yep. No, I did. I played that first.
Oh yeah, you're right. So 2 to base I already did, and then 1 there, and another 1 to base.
And then with Pride, I'll defeat L3's shield.
Got it.
How big is that Raider again? 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play the Restored Arc.
How much do I have damage here? I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is 2 short of killing you, though.
How many resources you got up?
1.
1?
2,
Okay.
2 would be a different story.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think at this point the sequencing is pretty easy, and I wouldn't
I have to kill it.
do that.
Okay.
I have to
That's
kill it
fair.
or I'm dead, right? I need 2.
No, because that one only does 2.
Yeah, but he's got another 2 on the ground. I can't let him have both.
I'll play the Falcon.
Yeah, and then I have to kill the Falcon.
Okay. I'll claim.
3. Just give me another 3, yeah. Pass. And if he draws Surprise Strike or if he has Gun, I'm just dead, right?
And I did just
I
top
think-
deck a gun.
Oh, you did?
Oh, jeez. I think he was like that either way. I think at some point trying to hit the base would have been good. But there was one point I didn't know with the Falcon when I was thinking
Well,
like the
If he doesn't top deck
freighter-
a pump, it's over.
I lose, yeah.
Yeah, I've got him that turn. If he does, all he had to do was not top deck a pump, so I'm not.
I was hoping
Yeah, I
I would
agree
top
with you.
deck a pump or like another Conquered Dawn or something.
yeah. That was close though.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely close.
Hey, Sharkey, I don't have access to my phone, but Jillian's texted me. Send her a message in Discord saying last game, and then I'm on my way. We're just finishing up.
All right.
I can see the text on my wrist, but I can't answer them.
Yeah.
Next time I'll have to bring the iPad so I have a separate like device to message with. All right, sideboard, huh?
I'm only bringing one card in. Probably a Village Protectors. Just because I feel like you probably don't have that many ground units.
Yep.
What else is in your board? I was thinking like if you have something small or something low cost with a bigger butt, it wouldn't be a bad idea either.
Me?
Yeah.
So this is my board right now. 2 Lukes, 2 Qi'ras, a Shadow Hover Tank, Village Protectors, because I just took that out for a Bamboo.
I feel like. Oh, you took that out. Okay, sorry. I thought you meant you brought it in. I was like, I would bring out the Village Protectors and put in like Qi'ra because of the 3/5, but.
Yeah, but in this matchup, I don't really want to be playing Qi'ra on 4. I really want to be pushing, I think. Or clear.
I think you're right. I just was thinking about something else to absorb the damage.
Yeah.
And another thing that can be surprise striked and or given a gun.
Totally.
I've got some options in my sideboard, but I don't really know what I'd want to take out is the challenge.
I don't know how different your list is from mine, because I know you said you changed a lot of cards, but...
Yeah, probably those. I don't think I'm ever really going for that into this matchup. It's just too dangerous.
So yeah, last week when we were recording our first video, which you could find on the channel, there was a 1K going on at STG Con, and the winner of that ended up being a Kaz Petronaki. There was only 14 people in the event, so more like, you know, a locals, not to take anything away from anybody. But it was pretty interesting to see Kaz on top of it.
Yep, Kaz Petra was kind of interesting. I personally like the Jetta version better, but the Petra one's still pretty cool.
Yeah, so the Jetta version is really trying to get tempo early, while Petronaki is trying to aggro when you flip,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's a cool
And,
idea. I think it's a great deck.
Yeah, the Jetta one is really leaning on that early ambush from the fireball or something else to just really get a free kill, basically, similar to Tarkentown. So what are you bringing in?
Yeah, I think I'm the control here. Sorry, I had to sleeve them.
I think it just really depends, right? Like, I think that I just have the stronger units early on,
Yep.
and like your units get spicier about a turn or two later.
Yeah, so what I'm bringing in is thinking, you know, I was actually able to hold on there for a while.
Yeah.
Cad Bane
Oh, wow,
could
Cad.
scoop out a board. Daring Rage just for early control, and then Fang and Waylay.
Yeah, I think that's a good mix.
Yeah. Although the stuff I took out, maybe I shouldn't take out. Well, yeah, because there's no way. I'm curious if I should be keeping in the Devastators. 'Cause those
I
feel pretty
mean-
late, but they can also just win the game.
But you have to get to 8
I think
resources, the best case scenario, right? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
sneak
they're
attack.
pretty late.
I don't know if we're getting
Even with a sneak attack, they're tough.
Yeah,
we're getting to 7 probably.
I think I'm probably taking them out. And I took out some other stuff, but I think it's actually probably the Devastators that come out. I think they're just too late.
Like, I'm not bringing Luke in for this matchup for what it's worth.
Yeah. All right. there
Yeah, so I played this Kaz deck at locals at one of our local stores, Collector Mania, on Monday, and I went 2-1. And in the game I lost, it was to a hard control deck, Blue Bosk, another one of our teammates, and prior to the matchup, I was pretty down on how Kaz felt into hard control, but into Bosk specifically, it has some game because of the bounty blanking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So especially in game 1.
That's an interesting point, yeah.
Basically none of the bounties matter. So it got to the point where in game 2, he actually took out all of his death marks because he just wasn't getting them, you know?
Right, yeah, he wasn't able to take advantage of them at all. That's an interesting point I hadn't really considered.
Yeah, me either. It was interesting, though.
My typical yellow anti-control stuff is Shadowed Intentions, or just force LTP.
Yeah.
Or both.
Since I'm going first, I'm good with this, so we're going to keep. All right, Kazuda.
I'm resourcing. Give it a break.
Tie. Oh, cool. I'm good with that. Claim.
Pass.
Yeah, I like... Basically, the only space opening against Kaz that I like is one with 3 attack.
It's got to have 3, otherwise it's so risky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a blowout.
Missile platform.
I'll play the Falcon.
Claim.
Oof.
I'll use
Yep.
Kaz to blank the Falcon and do 3 to base.
Yep.
Or
Not what I
actually,
expected.
hold on.
Okay.
You know, I'll take that back. And I'll use Kaz to blank the Falcon and put a shield on the Falcon.
Yeah, okay, I claim still.
And then I'll kill that, pop the shield, and I
That's what I expected.
take 3 indirect, and I'll put it on base.
4 indirects.
4 indirects. And then I'll pass.
Okay.
So now in game 2s, I'm definitely a little bit less into the idea of putting Kaz on a ship.
Oh, yeah, because everyone brings in the upgrade hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still tempted, though.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's still the right call, but being way more prepared for that to be the not answer, you
Yeah.
know, do the other thing, is a good thing still.
I'll use Kaz to blank the Falcon, and I'll put the Han Solo onto the Falcon, and then do 5 to base.
Yeah, I think in that case, I just waylay it.
Okay. I'll play the Restored Arc.
Doesn't feel good. That's probably the right call, though.
No, I'll claim.
I'll deploy Kaz and do 2 to base.
Yep.
And pass.
Yeah, this isn't feeling awesome, man. This doesn't feel like a great matchup.
I think the shield early makes it so that Kaz is actually particularly tough. Kaz blue.
2 to base, and then 2 indirect.
2 to Kaz.
Okay.
2 to base, heal 1.
That being said, if you can get to Boba's flip with only half dead, you might be okay.
I'll play you Lauren, and I'll select shielded.
What the hell does that mean?
When I play a vehicle, it gets shielded. When a vehicle comes into play. Okay. I'll play Fireball. It comes in shielded. I'll ambush
brutal.
in,
Yeah.
break this, and then I take
That's a great play.
4 indirect, right?
3. I've
3.
already used
Oh,
them.
3. Okay. Let's do 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Claim.
I'll 2 to base with Kaz, and I'll blank the Fireball
All right.
and pass.
Yeah, the fireball shielded is really good.
Yeah. And now this is where this becomes really sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 to base, 2 indirect.
1 to Restored Arc and 1 to the Fireball.
Okay.
I'll go 2 to base with Kaz, and I'll blank the Fireball.
All right. I'll play a Raider, and I'll kill the Fireball and 2 to base.
I'll play the ski speeder, and since he has a shield, I just won't take any damage.
Nice. I'll kill Kaz and the Restored Arc.
Okay. I'll bamboozle Boba.
That's fine. He did his job.
Oh, and Kaz is dead too.
Yep.
And then I'll smuggle out a hot shot.
Uh,
Oh, sorry. SWU claimed. My bad.
I have not claimed.
Yet.
What am I at? 13 to you're only 10. Yeah, I think I go 2 to base, and then I have the initiative, so 2 indirect.
Okay. Now I'll smuggle out the hot shot and do 3 to base,
I'll claim.
and I will pass.
Like, it might feel weird, but I actually think Boba's in a good spot right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I really need to draw one of those frigates.
Yeah, those are big mid-game to late game.
2 indirect. That thing's sucking up that much damage, though. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of health.
I'll kill Pride.
4 to base.
Yeah, despite everything, he's getting up there in health or
Yeah.
damage. Sorry.
I'll surprise strike this in for 6. Oof.
Yeah.
2 here, 2 to base.
Okay, so that puts me at 6.
Let's see if Kyle can ever draw a pump. Jordan always does.
Because Jordan is nice to the universe, that's why.
Yeah. He just puts out the good vibes.
God, yeah, I think I just have to claim, right? I mean, I'm probably screwed either way. I need to.
I'm not sure what's in your hand, but yeah.
One chance. Yeah, I'll claim.
Pass.
Yeah, I think you're just short of where you want to be, but
Well, let's see.
it's tough.
Let's see.
Yeah, maybe not completely.
Let's see.
Like, you're not out of it.
If he's drawing pumps, he's probably fine.
I didn't draw any pumps.
Yeah.
It's not completely dead yet, though, either.
I'll play the Conquered Dawn, and it comes in shielded because of Ularn.
Case in point.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
All right, I got to keep you off.
Yularen is a real pain.
So I need to attack here. On attack, I'll do an indirect.
So I'll
2
put one
indirect.
here.
Well, it doesn't have 6 on it. If you put 1 there, it just dies, and then I won't die. So
Yeah.
it's up to you.
That's what I want.
Oh, that's what
right?
you want to
I
have.
mean, because I need to survive this turn.
Yep. Okay.
I'm just trying to think otherwise. Well, you're attacking into him, right? So I'm dead either way.
You're dead either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
But
so I'll
it
put-
also triggers my when defeated. So I was thinking maybe you don't want to, because if I die, you take another indirect.
Yeah, so I'll put it here. So then I die and you don't, and then I owe you
And
one
then
more, right?
Yep.
Here.
Okay.
Is it 3?
Yep.
I'll do 3 to base.
It's getting a little dicey.
Third raider, I'll ping the shield and go to your base. That is brutal though.
Yeah.
What the
It's a lot of raiders.
shielded
The
thing?
Concord Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
play the Falcon. It comes in shielded.
Oh,
Oh.
see, I think I'm gonna be dead here. Because even if I could hit through there,
Well, you're not
Maybe
dead yet. You have to
second.
make him have a pump. Yeah.
And I have no card. How could I lose? How could you lose? I mean, I have no cards in my hand.
yeah, I'll hit that for 3. It doesn't die.
Yeah, I think you got it, but it's very close.
What?
Oh, it does die. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I do 3 to base and I lose.
That's right.
Oof.
That's
Look
right.
how close that is, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
That is very close.
All right, game 3 then, huh?
The Ularan shielded stuff is really fun.
It's really annoying.
It's
right.
very hard to deal with.
Especially
yeah.
when they're good space units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough. All right, game 3 it is.
Yep. These are 2 fun decks, I think, that could do well in a tournament, but probably not 1,000-person tournament.
Yeah, Boba definitely. This deck has its challenges into like hero generally, like hero decks with restore specifically.
Oh yeah, restore sucks.
Obi-Wan. I've been seeing people play. God, what is her name from Resistance?
Oh, Paige.
No, the leader.
Von Reg?
No, the one who heals vehicles.
Paige.
Rose.
Oh,
No,
Rose.
Rose, yeah.
Yeah.
Her sister's name is Paige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People playing Rose and healing up, Obi-Wan
The other
and healing
Tico.
up. And then when you have other heals and restores on the ground, you can afford to put stuff on your base. When you got like Luke, Yoda, Kanan, you're like, I'll put it on base, I'll heal it off. I'll
Like
put it on
Ray
base.
Tarkentown was probably so tough for this.
Yeah, so it definitely has its matchups that are like probably really bad.
Yeah.
All right, you got the initiative.
It's definitely got matchups that are bad, but I don't know. Some of the ones there, like I've navigated through before. I wouldn't say it's like a guarantee, but it's doable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I'll play the fireball. I'll use Kaz to blank the fireball and claim.
Pass. Oh, woof. I have to get rid of one of those, I guess.
I'll use Kaz to blank the fireball and play Conquered Dawn.
Yeah, man. Conquer Dawn sucks. I don't want to get shielded and killed, I guess, right? So I probably just trade here.
I don't die.
I know you don't die.
Okay.
But if you put
Yeah,
a
it's
shield
not
on,
traded if
Then I definitely
only
don't.
one dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do
You just crash. I think is the correct term.
3 to base.
Oh, how do I reset?
Oh, yeah, we got to reset.
2, 3. Gorilla Soldier, make it 4.
I'll put 2 on the fireball and 2 on base.
It's all ready, obviously.
It's ready, yeah.
that? Just thinking about all their bamboozle, I guess.
I'm just thinking if I should shield or not.
Ah.
I'll claim.
2 base. Pass. That's tough.
Sharkey, what do you think here?
I think what's the back one? Oh,
I'm leaning towards
As
either
in
one
what
of
to
these two.
as in what to
play.
resource?
To play.
Oh, to play. I see. I would probably play the second to back one.
This one?
Oh no. Yeah, that guy.
No, that's kills my resources though. It makes it not efficient.
Maybe. Yeah, that's fair. The other one would be the forecast.
Yeah. I'll use Kaz to blank the fireball, and I'll play the hover tank.
Oh,
I was just thinking about pushing damage, but
Yeah.
I think I'm in scoop territory. We could play this, but I'm pretty sure it's over.
What's wrong?
I have no play.
Okay. Then yeah, probably scoop.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even kill that. I literally have no play. So I drew into just stuff.
your hand is way too
Yeah.
heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's way too heavy, and I kept putting down heavy stuff too. You know, and I just couldn't get there.
You want to re-rack it or call it?
Nah, I think you got me 2-1.
Okay. Well, those were some fun games. I think the matchup that really worries me, maybe the thing that I've learned the most from this, was that Qi'ra into Quin feels pretty tough.
Yeah, I've had it be more 50-50. I mean, the game that I really got you game 1, you had just no discard. If you
Yeah.
can get hand control, you can definitely do a good job.
Well, this was good. We'll catch you back next time for some more streams, some more conversation, and some more fun overall. Catch you next time.